He's heading into his 14th season. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, we think.
Yeah, who knows?
Should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and that should mean something. Because that means that you have separated yourself from your class, from the sport, and from everybody as being one of the pillars of our league. A person that needs to be remembered whenever the story of the league is told. This guy is certainly that. Just an Ohio football folk who's gone on to do great things with incredible work ethic, and now the whole world knows him as Taylor's football man. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Kelce.
Let's go!
How are you, dude?
Making another run at it, baby.
Okay.
Making another run at it, and the Chiefs are making moves, Pat.
Yes, you are.
The Chiefs are making moves. We got Brett Veach and Andy Reid going and getting the Super Bowl MVP. You kidding me?
Kenneth Walker is now a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, which is weird because every good player seemingly always ends up at the Kansas City Chiefs. Would have never expected the Super Bowl MVP to be a Kansas City Chief. But let's talk about your energy right now. Hey, first of all, love to see how happy you are, dude. Love to see how happy you are. Not only when we talk to you, but new heights and everything else. You're clearly enjoying the hell out of your life. We are happy for you. Tell me about this energy you have for coming back to football, though. When did you ever think about stopping this year? Feels like it wasn't a real convo this year, maybe as opposed to some years past.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty short and brief, and the Chiefs knew where I was the entire time on it. I think you always need to take a step back. You always need to take a step back, breathe, let the emotions of the season settle down, and see where the body is and things like that. But man, I'm still in love with this game. I still love going to work, putting on the pads, grinding it out, and just playing the game. And I think my best opportunity was playing for the Chiefs yet again and running this thing back with Pat Mahomes and Coach Reid, and got my guy Eric Bieniemy, Coach Bieniemy back. There's a lot of pieces in Kansas City that I absolutely love, and I can't wait to get back in the building with them.
I'm pumped to hear that as a football fan. The entire football world is excited to watch you continue to play football in this historic career that you're having. I think whenever you're on New Heights talking about Bieniemy with your brother, you said, I can't wait to see him back in the building. And I don't know if you saw our response immediately afterwards, but it was like, well, what's he doing? Is he stalking the building? Why he?
Yeah, the thing is, once I started dating Taylor, I started understanding what Easter eggs were. You start kind of just placing those things all over the planet, and everybody starts to catch on. Yeah, that was a slip up. I didn't even realize I said that.
Yeah, okay, good. It was a good Easter egg though if you were doing that. And let's talk about. Can we talk about Taylor for a second?
Of course, always.
I never want to do that strictly because I want you to know that we respect the shit out of what you've done for football. We also appreciate the fact how you're representing football to the world, to a lot of people. So we love you for that. Never want to take advantage of the relationship you're in. But every time I talk about you guys, I think you've heard me say this, like two greats together is good for society. I feel like you two can motivate each other. Now, I know she's biggest star on earth, so I'm not saying that I think you are same as her. Yeah, right. We all understand the situation with Taylor. You do too. Yeah, exactly. You do as well, which is why I think you were the perfect person for her. But you watching her do her thing and continue to move and work, has that certainly helped you think through this process of like, do I still want to go? I'm getting older, body doing that. Do you think that is kind of weighed in?
Without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt. We share the same love for what we do. And we've had this, fortunately, we've had this desire since we were kids in our selective professions. And it's amazing to see her keep going to the table, keep finding new things to write about, keep finding, new melodies and things like that. And on top of that, still seeing her have that love and joy in what she does. And yeah, of course that's motivating. That's motivating for anybody to see, let alone, my fiance and knowing that I'm going through something where I'm trying to figure out exactly what the future holds for me. Something like that definitely motivates me to say, you know what, I'm not done either. I still got some ideas in the back of my mind. I still got some juice left to play this game. So without a doubt, Pat.
How has the training been going? You look good. Hey, jaw looks good right now. You're glowing.
Yeah, we got this thing nice and shaved up. No, I think I've been having a few too many garage beers right now. Never too many, but I need to get back into the gym and really hunker down and get back to the craft, man. I think the biggest thing was coming back was that we got to be even hungrier than we've been before. And talking to Pat, talking to Coach Reid and the guys, it's a pretty. there's a lot of dog mentality right now to get this thing fixed, and that mentality itself is already kind of motivating me to get to where I need to be during the season. So
a hungry Chiefs team is obviously something that we have seen in the past have great success, go to dynastic level, and then now sportsbooks still have you guys up high, but national conversation is like, especially with what's going on in the AFC. Max Crosby just went to the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Raiders in the division.
Oh my God, the Raiders just spent $280 million yesterday. Oh my God, Jim Harbaugh's got McDaniel out there at the Chargers.
Right. Yeah,
the Broncos bone next.
It was just an AFC Championship.
Oh, the Chiefs are ass. that is kind of the notion. Have you guys have kind of understood that, heard that, did you expect that? Like, is that something that is kind of motivating the boys over there? I assume it would have to be.
We're seeing what the world's doing right now. We're seeing how everybody's reacting. But we know we got the nucleus in Kansas City. We got some big hitters in Kansas City, and we got Coach Reed. So we're never out of this thing. But we know the division's getting pretty competitive across the board, and that's only going to make it for us to get better throughout the season and be the best team we can be at the end of it. So.
Proud of you, man.
We hear it all, though. Oh,
I like that. I like you guys got a little pettiness in there. Yeah. Need to keep a little pettiness and spite in there. You want to keep grinding, Maybe some Easter eggs in here. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we feel a little high school when we start doing some pranks. You know what I mean? Maybe we do this. You're the man. Thank you for joining us, dude. Congrats.
Always appreciate the time. Good to see you guys, man. Always tuning in.
Can you please post the renovations that your mom's doing?
Please.
You already know. I didn't even know she was doing these things. If she needed a guy to come, screw some door hinges in, she could have just called me. But I guess she's doing a big, massive renovation.
What a time. These two Ohio boys, okay?
Just Ohio ball player, baby.
Mom's renovation at house. TMZ breaking news.
Biggest news of the week.
What a time to be alive. You've earned it all, brother. Dude. You've earned it all. Good luck to you guys. And we'll have some garage beers to your 14th year. You're the man.
My man. We'll see you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, to go, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Travis.
Okay, so let's head to the free agency fun zone. A man who travels always out to Kansas City, and has a lot of close connections out there. Shregs, were you hearing the same thing about the Chiefs that Travis just said? Basically, a bunch of hungry dogs out there. That's why they made this decision so quickly?
Well, it sure seems like everyone else has moved on from the Chiefs, and they hear it all. They really do, and it starts with number 15 under center. And as he's rehabbing and getting back, he is watching and listening all. And I think that is the underknown or undersold piece about Patrick Mahomes. He's got that same Michael Jordan chip on his shoulder where hears and sees it all. And LaBradford Smith might have said, I'm going to create it in my head, and we'll make sure that we'll be able to get that last dance done. It starts with Mahomes. It goes to Kelce. But around that entire team, when you lose Trent McDuffie and you lose Jalen Watson, and then you get all these people saying, well, the time has passed. Are they a Super Bowl threat, or are they going to miss the playoffs again? There's a lot of pride there. So you see Kelce with a glint in his eye right there talking about Eric Bieniemy coming back. There could be a different energy in that room now, a little bit more intensity, perhaps, is what Eric Bieniemy is known for. And Andy Reid still believes he's the best coach in football. So as a fan of football watching that, I'm excited to see Travis Kelce back. If I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I am jumping through the screen excited to see that he's got that energy and that passion and that motivation. And clearly there is a chip or maybe a mountain on the shoulders of that Chiefs kingdom right now.
I think for the Chiefs, too, it's a different era. They're no longer the hunted. They're the hunter. There's teams in the AFC that have, candidly, over the last 2 years, been better football teams. I would sit here and tell you that Broncos of last 2 years, now 2 years ago they weren't at the end result better, but I would say that because of the close wins, you would sit there and be like, the Broncos were probably the better team over the last 2 years. Houston's the better team. Obviously, New England's coming along.
Yeah.
Jacksonville was a better team.
This is what Kelce wants to hear, too. Keep going. I like this.
But that's the truth, And losing, I think they lost 3 starters out of their secondary off last year with Watson, McDuffie, and Brian Cook gone. Now they sign Alohi Gilman. So it's just a different version for Kansas City, legitimately. We've talked about it for years, maybe 18 months to 2 years. I think it's a different world now because they get to kind of relish being the hunter rather than the hunted. I'd also say this. They got to play a different style of football on offense. I think they finally came to the realization this year, like, we can't just rely on Patrick all the time to do the most wild things and bail us out. Like, yes, Kenneth Walker has to carry the football. They've got to get more balanced. they got to get more physical. They got to run the football.
Yeah, I like that, Dan. Thank you for the breakdown. Kenneth Walker coming over there is obviously a massive ordeal for them. I think Travis Kelce is probably pretty excited. You know, we talk about them being the hunter and not the hunted anymore. Still the odds-on favorite to win the division, AFC West. DraftKings currently plus 165. Chargers, you make all the moves. Okay, sounds good. Broncos, you want to the AFC Championship. Okay, sweet. Raiders, oh, that's funny. $281 million, got a new quarterback. That's cool. Do the Chiefs still play football over there? That is what the sportsbooks are saying. Sportsbooks are saying you're going to have to show us. Because the things that have been said about the Chiefs over the last 2-3 years have been they don't win games. It's not pretty. They don't win pretty. It's very close. It's kind of an ugly style of football. And we always leave saying, are the Chiefs are dead? And then there's a couple of us that will stand up on a microphone and say, I know it didn't look good. And I know they couldn't complete a pass somehow for 3 quarters. Best quarterback of all time. They get a win. We move on. The Chiefs is still the Chiefs. I will say that. And then it gets loud. And I'll tell you, last year, I actually thought, I said, this team isn't the Chiefs. Ain't the Chiefs. The Chiefs ain't the Chiefs anymore. But I think a reloaded squad now with Kenneth Walker, it sounds like Bieniemy back in the building is very good for Travis Kelce and that Kansas City Chiefs team. Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback. It's like maybe the sports books are actually feeling how I'm feeling, which is why not a motivated, hungry squad over there in Kansas City, D-Bucks?
Yeah, we shall see. And I was right there with you for a while last season, up to the point where I had to put that exclamation point on my whiteboard. I didn't want to do it, but I saw that they were dead, and I saw what was going on around them. We talked about everything with the different teams building up. And this is why it's so tough to, maintain a dynasty, and they've been a dynasty already. Can they go on another run and win a couple more? Absolutely, with Mahomes still there. What will be his timeline? Will he be healthy week 1? So it's still a lot of questions right now for the Chiefs, but if Mahomes healthy, Kelce's healthy, you mentioned you're losing 3 guys who got paid in free agency. Those are 3 good ball players in that secondary. You still got a great coaching staff. So all the pieces are still there, but it's tough to go up there and get back to the top.
To Dan's point, I think it kind of is shocking. Like the last 2 years, it was the offense's fault. The last 2 years, the defense has been top 5 both years, and that's Spags. And yes, they did lose 3 guys out of the secondary, but I think Spags will probably have the defense right again. But yet, Patrick Mahomes has been their leading rusher. He was their leading rusher last year, and over the last 3 years, I believe, is their leading rusher cumulative. So, like, that, it has to change. It has to be defense or better on the offensive side of the ball, and it all starts with the offensive line. They drafted left tackle in the first round. Last year was pretty good there, but they still need to get better on the offense.
There was a bunch of stats that they were dropping on the SportsCenter free agency countdown with Laura. They were dropping like Patrick Mahomes has been a leading rusher for this, the average yards per rush, and this and everything else. Everything happened. It was like a bunch of information that was coming out quick, and it's like that is why everybody was saying they were ass last year. And then once they finally did just kind of get eliminated, which was the case, they were playing for nothing last multiple weeks of the season. Travis Kelce's ass still out there.
Yep.
Okay, that was year 13 for him.
With Gardner and Chris Aludican.
Boom, still going for it. Almost dived. Gardner almost got him a win over Raiders, Chargers. I forget which one it was at the very end. It was about a yard off. This is the difference between Patrick Mahomes and who was the quarterback? It was what was the guy?
Chris Aludican?
Yeah, was that who it was?
Aludican, yeah.
Okay, he was like this far off from hitting Travis for like a 4th down, either in 4th quarter or something like that. But if he completes that, it's a game winner. The Chiefs win some wild thing. And it was like in that play, it was the depiction. It's like that's the difference between like Mahomes right there and a guy that's not going to be on the team. Because Travis Kelce was playing these games that didn't matter at all. Travis Kelce was potentially risking his entire offseason being surgery and rehab with everything he has going on in his life at this point, with wondering whether or not he was going to play another year. Not only did he play in those completely pointless games, okay, they were pointless games. Granted, you get paid to play in all of them. But the Chiefs were playing in pointless games, and he was maybe done. I think that bodes well for the culture, especially if he's coming back. He said he's had a couple garage beers, maybe some whiskeys. You've seen me on a microphone everywhere that I go. I have to have a good time. I'll go down to TGL. Maybe have one of them vodka drinks. What do they call them?
Transfusion.
Didn't really know what it was. He said, I'll get back in shape, though. But him making that announcement early, first day of free agency frenzy, I'm coming back, helps the Chiefs out a lot.